when you look at the bench, the odd part about the Celtics bench is one of the guys who figured to like, this it's your time, man. I'm looking at you, Payton Pritchard, right? Like this is your moment. This is it. But then like they're kind of stocked at his position. Who do you see being the kind of X factor off the bench outside of like if they don't start Horford and
Yeah.
obviously he's going to be like a good player, but somebody who probably wasn't in the rotation before coming in and using this opportunity to kind of take over and be a factor in this rotation.
Yeah, I mean, Pritchard got his bag. It's not that big of an extension, but I think it was like 7.5 million. So solid money for him, pretty good value for the team if he actually can step up into his role effectively this year. I think it's going to help him because he's like a really aggressive player, but when you're a high volume shooter and your shooting numbers are going to play a big role on how much money you get paid, it's a little nerve wracking. Now that he's gotten paid, he doesn't have to worry about that and look over his shoulder. I think he's going to play with more freedom. And they need him to be more of a risk taker because he's so small and he doesn't have that. Like, he's a quick guy, but he doesn't have the explosion to like change direction and stuff like that super effectively. So he'll drive into the teeth of the defense and then get completely stuck and pick up the ball, and then the offense falls apart. So they need him to be a more proactive passer, to take bigger risks, take tougher shots. And I think he's probably going to do that more this year. And also he gets like a good amount of steals and deflections. And so if he's playing more minutes, you're going to see him make more of those plays. So I think the perception around him is probably going to change into his favor. I've heard people floating him for sixth man of the year. That seems crazy, especially because the Celtics will have one of their six best players coming off the bench. That will be the sixth man of the year if it's anybody. But like Pritchard's solid. The other guy though is Sam Hauser. He's gonna be their eighth man. They're gonna need to play him a lot. He had some good flashes last year, but just wasn't ready for like playoff caliber ball. And he wasn't getting a shot off like comfortably, very consistently. Couldn't really put the ball on the floor comfortably. And during the preseason, a lot of that stuff's been good. He's been passing pretty well. He's been shooting lights out. Like, he's hitting incredible shots, and his defense has definitely gotten better. Teams like last year, he wasn't that quick of a defender, didn't have much physicality, but teams would try to put him on an island, and he would hold up pretty decently. Now, during at least the preseason, we're seeing him being able to like make all sorts of reads, chase guys down. Like, he seems to be a much more active defender. So it looks like he's in year three, starting to take that step forward to being a rotation guy.